Kunlun Mountain, guardian of demons for 10,000 years. When it came time to pick disciples, you, the weakest one, got chosen by Peak 9. You thought riding Peak 9's coattails would set you up for greatness, but Peak 9 only took you and everyone else was just waiting for you to fail. Turns out, Peak 9 has insane spiritual energy, but there's a cave connected straight to the underworld. The whole mountain reeks of dark energy, and tons of talented disciples lost their minds because of it and got kicked out of Kunlun. As you walked away from Peak 9, Peak Master Mo Zhongdong watched your back, looking a little lost. Peak 9 breaks people's will like nothing else. Not a single inner disciple had lasted 10 years. You made your way to Kunlun's front gate and silently triggered the system check-in. Check-in successful. You received the Kunlun Heart Sutra, Kunlun's most powerful cultivation method, capable of absorbing all energy in existence. Pure hype flooded through you. Right as you were heading back to Peak 9, two disciples with lightning tattoos on their faces came walking straight at you. Isn't that the new Peak 9 disciple, already trying to transfer out? Couldn't even last a day. Honestly, not surprised. People sent to Peak 9 never had much talent to begin with. Wait, looks like he's heading back to Peak 9, not leaving. Either way, doesn't matter, but with his talent, he won't last long. You heard every word and said nothing. Sure, you're a nobody right now, but with the check-in system, these people will never be on your level. As for not lasting, please, fewer people on Peak 9 just means it's safer. Back at Peak 9, Mo Zhongdong gave a small smile, then closed his eyes and kept cultivating. Peak 9 had one job, guard the underworld passage, and that was the hardest task in all of Kunlun. Back at your quarters, you immediately started studying the Kunlun Heart Sutra. You realized it could mask your cultivation level entirely. Once you confirmed it was safe, you dove straight in. The moment it entered your body, you could see thousands of energy streams, even with your eyes closed. Spiritual energy flooded every meridian. Your spirit platform opened. Your purple mansion rose. I broke through. You opened your eyes completely shocked. Breaking through is the very first wall of cultivation. Average people need 100 days. Even geniuses need a month. You did it in one night. If word got out, nobody would believe it. Even better, the technique comes with a built-in fog that hides your true cultivation level from everyone. Next morning, you respectfully went to see your master at the peak. Mo Zhongdong opened his eyes and said warmly, "Looks like you've made up your mind to stay on Peak 9. A lot of disciples face their inner demons on the very first night. Making it through is already impressive." That's when it clicked. Last night was smooth because of the Kunlun Heart Sutra. The dark energy couldn't touch you. You bowed and said, "Master, I'm staying on Peak 9 for good. Once a teacher, always a father." Deep down, you knew you weren't going anywhere. This place was going to make you the strongest. Mo Zhongdong paused for a second, then calmly said, "Come on then, let me show you the underworld entrance and teach you the basics." He said it like it was nothing, but you could see the excitement in his eyes. When you reached the back mountain, the cold, dark energy hit you instantly, the kind that messes with your head. No wonder people go off the up end here. But it had zero effect on you. The Kunlun Heart Sutra absorbs even underworld energy, blocking everything out. Mo Zhongdong reminded you that at your level, too much exposure could seriously hurt your body. You thanked your master knowing full well you were fine. Soon you spotted a massive cave, its dark energy visible to the naked eye. Mo Zhongdong led you deep inside. The moment you stepped in, the system pinged. Dao Vein detected, available for long-term check-ins. You were stunned and thrilled. A permanent check-in spot, right here in Peak 9's back mountain. Deep in the cave sat an ancient well, the source of all the dark energy. Mo Zhongdong said seriously, "Do not look directly into the underworld entrance. When you ascend to immortality, you may take one look. It'll do you a lot of good, but not now. Don't even try." You nodded. Then he tapped your forehead lightly and a flood of information poured in. The Kunlun Chi condensing art and the mind calming spell. The former is top tier. The latter clears your mind and keeps you focused. He warned you, don't share this with anyone. If you train in the back mountain, come to me every few days for a checkup. We can't let inner demons take root. You locked in every word, but inside you were pumped. As long as you kept your mind clear, you could check in here anytime. Who knows what you'd unlock next? That night, you returned to the underworld cave entrance. The system asked if you wanted to check in. You said yes. Check-in successful. You received the Celestial Creation Codex, a tome containing the transformations of heaven and earth, the mysteries of all creation, available for 3 months. Curious, you chose to use it immediately. The codex dissolved into a beam of divine light and sank into your mind. In a trance, you found yourself seated above 9 heavens, watching the universe, creation, evolution, clouds rolling in and out. Spiritual energy from every direction surged toward you as the center. With every breath, you synced with the rhythm of heaven and earth. The cycle of life and death played out before you, and it went on for a long, long time. When your mind finally felt full, you opened your eyes. You were still sitting in the underworld cave, but the moment you checked your cultivation, you were floored. Peak chi condensation complete. Normal people take 100 days just to start, and years to reach the peak. You did it in what felt like a single thought. The codex was absolutely insane. It can be. 3 months was more than enough to push into foundation building. You knew the codex was a once-in-a-lifetime gift, and right now, being able to protect yourself was the priority. You left the underworld cave as the sky was just starting to brighten. It felt like which just proved how wild the codex really was. After that, you settled into Peak 9, training in peace with no one around. You'd occasionally clean the main hall and squeeze in a check-in. Your strength went through the roof. A single punch already blew past anything spirit energy alone could do, and that was just 1 ox's worth of power. 6 months later, you woke up in the underworld cave. The codex had been fully absorbed 3 months back. The later effects weren't as crazy as the first, but it still pushed you into mid-stage found. You were now at late-stage foundation building, 1 step away from forming your golden core. The golden core isn't the ceiling in Kunlun, but among your peers, it puts you in a completely different league. Over those 6 months, you never once left Peak 9. Every day, you checked in at the underworld cave, the only Dao vein on the entire peak. You'd collected body cleansing pills, foundation pills, along with techniques like gravity art, immovable king curse, yin-yang sword art, the purple star sword, the immortal binding rope, and more. And among all of them, the immovable